What is up, guys? It is Tony here, and today we are doing a long-awaited episode of the Camaro Project series. Today we are taking a look at my new wheels and my new tires that I put on my Camaro. As you can see, these are the stock wheels that come with the SS and RS Camaros. They are my favorite 20-inch wheels. Most of the custom wheels that look as good as these, in my opinion, cost way too much. And also, I have some Pirelli PZeros on there. So let's go ahead. We're going to cut to me driving around with these wheels on, talking about my opinions on upgrading to these wheels. Alright guys, so we are now in the Camaro with the new 20-inch rims, the new 20-inch wheel setup. As I mentioned earlier, alloy rims and Pirelli PZeros. So, I want to make this, basically an explanation for what the drive is like, what's different about driving with these new rims and with these new tires. A lot of people who have 1LSs, a lot of people who have all-season tires and 18-inch rims are probably wondering, what are the benefits of these new tires? It's a big price tag to pay, so you should do your research on whether or not this is worth it for you. So first off, I have traction control off. And I'm going to do a bit of a sharp turn with a little bit of acceleration here. And usually, whenever I do that type of turn with acceleration, the wheels in the rear start to spin, you hear a lot of screeching, and the tail flops out. Now, to be honest, that's not supposed to happen with a car like this. This is a 6-cylinder, it doesn't have much torque, it doesn't have much power, it is not meant to do that. But with those 18-inch 245s in the rear, it always did that. It always slid out. Those were all-season tires. They had pretty good grip in the dry, but these summer tires, these Pirellis, really grip. They really just grab onto the road like nothing else. And if you like driving without traction control, if you like getting a little bit more power to the wheels without any electronic aid or restrictions, you need to get tires like this. This is a huge benefit. Now, the downside of these tires, of course, is that they're summer tires. So the minute it gets a little bit snowy out, a little bit icy in the winter, you're going to be sliding all over the place. Now, in terms of rain, light rain, this thing handles pretty well in light rain. Summer tires are meant to perform extremely well in the summer, pretty well in the rain, nothing too heavy in terms of rain. I got a red light here, I'll just keep talking. Nothing too heavy in terms of rain. If it's light rain, if you just, have a little drizzle in the summer, like a little summer shower, you're going to be fine. So if you live anywhere like, let's say, Las Vegas, where I live currently, if you live in some sort of desert climate, oh look, a Challenger. If you live in a desert climate, or California where it doesn't rain as much, the summer tires are definitely for you. But if you're on a budget, man, you really just want to get something that handles well in all seasons. Because if you have summer tires and you are going to experience winter conditions and you don't have a spare car or a spare set of tires, you're going to have a difficult time with the summer tires in the winter for sure. These are not meant to handle at all in the winter. The other downside to these tires, of course, is the price. I mean, for the rears, the 275 P0s, you're talking about $250 retail. For the fronts, the 245s, you're talking about another $200, about $200 each on the tires. And, if you shred up these treads every 20,000 miles or so, I mean, they could last longer if you take care of them. But if you're the type of person who likes to go quick around corners, likes to screech the tires a bit, which many people who drive cars like this do, you're going to find that it's going to become very expensive very quickly in terms of replacing the tires. So, realistically, if you don't have a lot of money to replace the tires, if you don't have a lot of money to acquire snow tires, if you're not living in a climate where you won't need snow tires, you may not want to get these. These aren't very economical. But in my situation, I won't have to deal with snow, so I don't have to replace the tires. I don't screech my tires around every corner. I hardly ever go to a track. I haven't been to a track once in this car yet, and I don't really plan on doing that anytime soon. So realistically, these work for me. Basically, based on what I told you there, try to figure out if it's worth it for you. Now, as far as the wheels, the alloy wheels, are those worth it compared to the steel 18-inch wheels you get? I have to say that you can actually find the stock 18-inch wheels for extremely cheap. We're talking about maybe $200 a wheel, maybe $250, which is pretty cheap for 20-inch alloys, compared to the aftermarket wheels that actually have good warranties and things like that on them, that aren't going to break down, non-replicas basically. I would recommend personally getting the Chevy wheels, the Chevy wheels that everyone has on their RSs and on their SSs, because they're made by GM, they're reliable, and they're not a replica, they're not a company that you don't recognize. That's why I went with them, and also because they're cheaper, because a lot of people who buy custom wheels for their RSs and SSs will sell those for a rather cheap price. So you'll actually find that you can get these for pretty cheap. This thing, I'm telling you, these tires grip so well. Traction control off and everything. These things rip. Oh, look at that car. Look at that. I don't even know if you guys will be able to see that. These things grip extremely well. So, the downside to these wheels, besides they look great, they really take the look of your car to the next level. The black 18-inch steel wheels that you get on the 2013, 2012, 2011, 2010, they look awful. When you get these and you pop these on your car, it's going to change the look of your car dramatically. It's going to stop letting everyone know right away that you're driving a 1LS if you don't like that. I personally don't mind either way. It's definitely a hell of a benefit. Now, as far as downsides to the wheels, one thing that's known to happen with alloys is if you plan on going off-road at all, I know most people don't off-road in a Camaro, but if you plan on going off the road at all, if emergency situation or something like that, or if you ever find yourself driving onto a curb or something like that, in terms of ever having to drive off the road, off a paved asphalt road, you may have difficulties with denting your alloys. Alloys dent quite a bit. They're very delicate compared to steel. Steels, they'll last forever. They're very strong. If you if you ever find yourself worrying about random expenses that are going to pop up, the steels are definitely something that are never going to dent on you. They're very strong. They're very sturdy, and for that, that could be seen as a benefit. When I had the steel wheels on my car, I used to defend myself when people said, get new wheels, by saying, well, steel wheels are more sturdy. I prefer having sturdy wheels that I know won't break on me. So maybe that might deter you from getting alloys, but the fact is, alloys work fine. If you're not going to be going off-road at all, if you're going to be on asphalt like most people are all the time, you shouldn't have to worry about it too much, but it is a possibility. So there you go, guys. Hopefully this video gave you guys a lot of good information about whether or not these tires and wheels are for you. I know a lot of people out there have 1LSs and 2LSs and are wondering if the couple $1,000 price tag to upgrade your wheels and your tires is really worth it. In my opinion, I find a lot of value in these tires, in these rims, and hopefully you guys do as well, and hopefully you guys decide to upgrade yours. But that is pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment and a like below, and I'll see you guys next time.